Here we go again, back at it at another Tuesday for the love of Jayla. Y ya tú sabes, it's your girl Jayla.
Hey guys, I'm Gigi Rivera.
And we're just going to introduce our guest from the beginning because I feel like for me, this is not a guest. I'm a little bit more scared than anything. But I'm going to let this roll out for the love of Jayla, literally, only because of this. Our guest today, it's the male's point of view, which scares the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. This is one of my long time friends, one of the pioneers of what is Lo Máximo Productions, one of my partners in crime for a long time, my friend Joe Wonder. What's up, Ma?
What up? What up? Okay.
Welcome to the show. What's good, we love Gigi? Dominicans. anybody who's Dominican, we're like, come be on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite for sure. It should be fun.
Wait. But I hear a little bit of like, I know Joe Wonder. Joe Wonder and I, for those of you who don't know the background of my career, I've been a part of Lo Máximo Productions for a long time. They were essentially the reason I started in most of what my career has been and have been a huge part of my life. Joe, I've known you for a really long time, but you're looking down. Your cheeks are a little blush. I feel like you're a little nervous right now. What's up?
Yo, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Joe, well, I want to know, what do you do? Like, who are you? What do you like to do for fun? Where do you work? What's the tea?
Oh, man, like Joe. So Joe has a lot, wears a lot of hats, own a couple of businesses, photo booth, balloons, stuff like that, throw parties, bring events, artist, everything, you name it. I'm all over the place, you name it.
How long, like, I mean, obviously I know this, but like, how long have you been in the game? What made you start? What was the initial passion? What was the love that you wanted to kick this off with?
So I've been in the music industry since I was about 15. I started off as a musician. Got to travel the world as a musician around the age of 21. I started taking a little bit more like the marketing side, more serious. I'm just getting a lot of connections with different artists, different record labels and stuff like that. With LMP was just a DJ congregation. At that time was the number one. It still is the number one Latin DJ congregation in the world and the biggest at that. But I felt that, I could help them out and get bigger connections, reach different markets and stuff like that. So let's take it a little bit more serious and retired as a musician and started going on marketing and artist relations and consulting, upcoming artists and stuff like that.
That's where the real bag's at.
Yeah, it really is.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but if you're in it for the money, you're in the wrong thing. I'm very passionate when it comes to the music industry. And that's the unfortunate part. A lot of artists, they're after the bag instead of the art, so it's tough.
I just feel like in today's world, I personally think, especially in the hip hop industry, like everybody sounds the same. Everybody has the same bars. Everybody's singing about this or rapping about the same thing. Yep. So it's like, you got to be either super talented to really, make it and go viral, or you got to have a crazy fan base
or crazy plug. Let's be real.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even if you have all that, even if you have all that, if you don't have discipline, you're not going to be there for a long time. I told us, you could be viral for a moment, but if you're not disciplined enough to maintain that momentum, I'll give you 6 months and you're done.
I know you did a big move. I think that's very admirable because there's a lot of people who want to talk about big risks, big rewards, and but a lot of people kind of always stay stuck of like, hey, this is this city, this is this place, this is this market, and this is where I need to be. But you took a huge leap because you were in the biggest market in the whole world, which is New York City. You had a great base. You had a great company behind you. You had a lot, doing that, but you took a huge risk and you said, you know what? I'm going to an unknown territory, especially in the Latino market. And we're talking about someplace like, we're not talking about Cali. We're not talking about Jersey. We're not talking about Miami. We're talking about Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah,
How?
man.
Why?
Ironically, it's all for the love, you know, all for love. It started off with that, you know, I moved out here because of love. Man, as a typical, you know, New York hustler, if I can make it in New York, I can make it damn near anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a virgin market. It still is a virgin market. Having 8 years moved out here, it's now that I'm picking up. It's now that a lot of things is like, oh, I used to do this back in New York 10 years ago. You know, it's picking up. So I can't complain. And again, it's like, I'm a pioneer here now too. So it's great. Can't complain.
That's awesome. Actually, I want to go to Tennessee.
Come through.
What it's like out there.
Bomb-ass food, I heard. Like,
come through.
That's
It's definitely a melting pot now with so many different transplants over here. You got people from New York, people from Cali, people from Florida. This is all over.
Dope. All right, so we got to know Joe a little bit.
I feel like that sets up the foundation. I need people to understand a little bit about Joe before Joe goes into
I do
killing Jaylah's track record.
There's tequila in there, so I promise I'm gonna loosen up just a little bit.
I do have one very important question for you, Joe, though.
What's up?
What is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra.
Wait, Leo or Libra?
Libra.
No.
Yes, I'm a Libra too.
Oh, word. Tú eres peligrosa.
No, I'm not. We are the best sign. I love it.
We are.
All right. Team Joe, Jaylah, sorry.
I already feel like I've set myself up for failure on this interview. So I'm just going to brace myself and I'm just going to.
No.
See, really.
Joe, but we kick off every episode with El Chequeo, and that's basically where we check in. Team Libra in the building, yes, sir. That's basically where we check in. We talk about the highs and the lows of our week. You know, anything specific that happened, we touch on. So, Jaylah, kick it off, girl. Tell us about your week.
All right. Well, I'm kicking off El Chequeo. I think I'm going to start off with my low, and it's a little personal, but we all know Jaylah. Jaylah's very transparent. I don't really like to lie to people. A lot of people have been trying to check in on me this week because I've been very quiet. Obviously, I'm very active on social media and stuff. I've been quiet this week. It's for personal health issues. I'm very obviously transparent about what I go through. I am a gastric sleeve patient for a post-op 11 years. I've been maintaining. It took me 10 years to lose the weight, but part of that journey is removing your gallbladder, which is something I haven't done in 11 years. For most patients, it happens from 6 months to a year. For me, I've been 11 years post-op and not once had a trigger. Until this trip, obviously, as you get older, your body wears down. Your recovery is a lot harder. I've been traveling a lot, I've been working a lot, which has been fantastic. But at the same time, my body feels it. So I got diagnosed with gallbladder stones, which is fine. Luckily, I have a high pain tolerance, so it's a lot of discomfort, but it's something I need to take care of, which, you know, for your health and your wealth, and when you have children and when you're trying to build empires, those things are a little bit hard, but I'm glad that I'm aware of it. I'm in a good space. I think it's just been a lot of healing and feeling guilty of sleeping and resting and actually going night-night and recovering my body. And, you know, as I feel like as Latinos, we feel guilty when we're sleeping and not working, you know? So for me, that's been my low, which is okay. The high has been that my daughter's been out of school for the past 5 days. For Labor Day weekend. Today's Rosh Hashanah. Yesterday was Labor Day. They had the whole weekend off. So I got to spend a lot of time that I haven't been able to spend with her, even if it's just cuddling in bed, even if it's just being together, like just having that energy and then like being in a good groove, even co-parenting. So I think that's been amazing for me because it's a change of pace. And I always like to be transparent in what I'm dealing with because I think a lot of people deal with things silently and don't ever share it. So like, especially with co-parenting, it's never easy. It's never consistent. It's like a big roller coaster. It's ups and downs. But I think that this has been a great time where my family, him, her, everybody has been like, okay, let's regroup as a village for our daughter and see what's the next best steps. So I think that's been beautiful. So my highs and my lows have kind of been in the same place. but I love it.
Hmm.
I think everything's happening for a reason.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh,
And
for
can
sure.
I just say,
You got this.
Jayla made some bomb food yesterday.
Man, listen here. She FaceTimed me, showed me some food, and I was like, why are you gonna do that to me?
Yo, that vibe, like I'm still full from last night's meal, bro. It was
I will
so
tell
good.
you that cooking has become, especially since COVID, cooking has become my safe space. So like, and it's funny because
So
even,
good.
you know, my daughter's father mentioned it. He was like, you look so at peace while cooking now. Like before you would do it to do it, but now it looks like you lose yourself and like you're in it. Like you want to do it because it makes you feel better. And it really does. So I made this weekend, I made chicken fettuccine pasta with veggies and flancocho.
So good. Everything
I
was
made
so
arroz
good.
con vegetales, con guisado. Like I've been all over the place.
So good. So good.
So yes, cooking has been my happy place.
Okay. Well, Joe, do you want to go next or?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't really have like lows like that, honestly speaking. Thankfully, my highs, believe it or not, other than the fact that we had a successful event, we brought Arcangel over here, damn near almost 2,000 people.
What event?
He's being humble right now because he brought Arcangel to Tennessee and it was sold out.
Yeah, it was his first time. So I'm part of a group. It's called Loud and Boozy. We have 2 years now in Tennessee.
Are y'all hiring? I'll move out there. What's up?
hey, Gigi.
I mean, for sure, come through for sure. We was down with that collab. But you know, we had 6 successful events. Our last one was with Arcangel, damn near almost 2,000 people, sold out. It was insane. That's a win for sure. But I think like on a personal level, another one for me is like I have a fear of boats and water. So we celebrate our 2-year anniversary in a small little island in the middle of a lake, and my anxiety was through the roof. I got onto that boat after like three tequila shots. As soon as I got onto the island, I'm like, I wanted to kiss the floor, but I gotta play it cool, you know.
Facing your fears.
I think that closing out 2021 is like, you know, I entered this year with fears. So I have to close it out facing all my fears so I could embrace 2022 with positive, you know, foot up, you know, adelante.
But it's crazy though, because there's a lot of people in this industry that have actual factual fears of certain things that for the most part, like I know I've lived it with some of my unnamed co-hosts that I will say that like fear of flying, fear of water, fear of boats, fear of certain things or driving that has hindered them from like taking that next step. And it's facing those fears that have elevated them into the next level. So that's commendable because it's not easy facing those fears.
No, like, I panic. Like I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm on some like, I'll even forget how to swim. Like I'm on the little corner of the boat, like, yo, esta vaina se está moviendo mucho. And they're like, yo, you're going to be all right. I'm like, yo, I don't know, fam. Yo, you esta vaina se cae. You're going to be all right. I don't know. It was just nuts because it's like at the end of the night, we got stranded on the island. So we was stuck out there 5 people deep for like about 45 minutes, waiting for a boat. Finally, the boat comes through. We had to load all the equipment, pitch black, dark at the dock to unload all that.
So you're literally living your biggest fear in the ocean.
Yo, like it was just on an extreme from the moment that I got over there to the moment that I left. It was just like, yo, tú estás aquí. Vamos a darte con todo. Here. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Mind you, I'm on, you know, pegado a una botella de tequila, a todo lo que da. Because if me sober, literally, I was, you know, not to mention, you know, any branding, but on top of the tequila bottle, like a cada rato, yo, I need a drink. Yo, you all right? Yo, I just need a drink.
Oh my God.
Because my anxiety was through the roof. I couldn't. But it was all good though. Wins but Collins.
All right. So Gigi, what's your highs and lows for this week?
Well, I just want to say I just had like the crappiest day ever. Like I was like, ugh. But I'll start off with the low. So the low was y'all gonna make fun of me. I binge watched Money Heist season 5, and I'm not gonna say any spoilers. La Casa del
I've never
Papel.
seen that. You're gonna disown me, but I've never seen it.
Joe, please tell me you've seen it.
Of course.
Did you see season 5?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so the low was that ending. Like, yo, I have never cried like that in my life for a fictional character. Yo, I was like sobbing con moco. Like, you would have thought like some shit happened to a family member.
That was your tia.
Yo, I had to catch myself like, sis, it's just a show. Like, whoa, girl, I was sobbing like no tomorrow. That was definitely like the worst thing that happened to me all week. And then the high, Jaylah's like, really, girl? I'm sorry.
No, I believe you because I'm a crybaby at shows too, and I'm watching a couple shows right now that I'm like,
ay, Dios mío.
And then I hate, I'm like that. But I hate, thank God I was by myself because my boyfriend makes fun of me. Like, so I feel like sometimes I have to like hold in the tears or like I'm sniffing. And he's
it's
like,
the Dominican side of y'all. Y'all be like, tirando
like,
puya and shit, but
really
y'all
crying?
know you emotional too.
He's really crying. I'm like, no. I'm like, nah, it's just something in the air.
No, I think that's a Libra thing, not just a Dominican thing.
I cannot be my best.
Well, both of y'all Dominican and both of y'all Libra, so.
Nah, but honestly, with people, I kind of have to hold back a bit because I'm like, damn, I know how I get. But girl, I was home alone. I was muriéndome sola en la cama. But that was definitely the low. And then the high was that Bae surprised me with some sneakers. I'm not really a sneakerhead, but I've been wanting these Air Forces for a while. And every time it just so happened that my size was sold out. Either he was lying about it or my size was really
Wait. Yo, listen, I used to be so, like my ex-husband and a couple of guys that I've seen after that are like sneakerheads, you know, like companies and stuff like that. So for me, the sneaker culture never made sense. And I actually like had a bit of a phase where I was like, fuck you and your sneakers and your shit. But I remember the last pair of shoes I got gifted. I was like, you really care about me. I'm not even one of those girls.
Nah, he's been owing me these sneakers for a while because I've been asking for them for like a year. They're like the regular white Nike Air Forces, but I have kind of a small foot, so not too small. I'm gonna say.
Well, if somebody on
but
For
they
the
never
Jaylah really loves me, I would like the J Balvin Air Force Ones or the Bad Bunny Crocs. Thank you.
Girl,
Christmas is coming soon.
Those Crocs are gonna be sold out forever.
But they're on StockX. I'm just not paying for them. I'm a single mom. Like,
no, but I've been asking.
But if you want to give me something, you already know.
I've been asking for the sneakers for a while now, and he finally gave them to me. Surprised me with them, so I was like, okay, I see you. So that was definitely the high.
Everybody knows Jaylah will never stop hating on Dominicans because I love y'all so much. Listen, and you know what? This is a perfect transition. This is a perfect transition because, like I said, one of the men, I haven't brought any man on this show other than Rick and Craze trying to infiltrate our shit.
Which don't count.
Which don't count because they just want to infiltrate and they're mad biased.
We don't play them.
I finally brought somebody who I'm probably going to regret after this interview, talking about what it is that my love for Dominicans really means.
Toxic.
Facts.
For the love of Jaylah, what that means and how Jaylah loves. Joe Wonder is one of the very few people in this world. The only other person, and I want to take a very quick second because I promised myself I would do this. I promised myself, for Joe, for Linda, and the rest of our team. I didn't tell anybody I was going to do this. I wanted just genuinely to happen. Have a quick second of respect for my big brother, DJ JINX Paul, who is a lot of the reason why I am still here and alive and going. And he has done that for so many of us. And he would be here laughing right now at what we're talking about because he is totally my advocate with all of this. So rest in peace, DJ JINX Paul. We love you. We miss you every day. And You always show up when you need to, and thank you for everything you've done to keep us all together, because that's what he's done. He's kept a lot of us together, no matter the distance, the space, and that's a beautiful thing. But other than JINX, this man right here.
El tipo.
I love it. I love it.
¿Qué te digo?
Where are we starting? Gigi, you're going to have to kick this off because I don't even know how to go about this.
Joan, so I want to know, why do you personally think it's taken Jaylah this far in the game to find, love, or find somebody to settle with, or find that true happiness?
I'm hoping the tequila's kicked in at this point.
Yo, it's getting there. Let me take a sip real quick. So check this out. First and foremost, I think that the love or the people she attracts, it's all the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of, como nosotros los dominicanos, we call them lambones. With all respect to her past, but it's like I feel that she attracts a lot of leeches, and her attracting these leeches. Yeah, she attracts a lot of leeches. Or leeches. So just for the fact that she attracts that, and she feels that the attention that they giving her temporarily, it's what it is. It's not what it is. I see it from a mile away. I kind of stay back.
Jaylah attracts lambones.
Yeah, she really does attract lambones, with all due respect to everybody in her past, whoever I've met, but sorry, you are a lambone, you are lambones, and it's like, it's cool. And I get it, you're trying to have a step forward, but the problem with Jaylah is that she confuses, that interés incorrectly.
For love.
Yeah, for love. And it shouldn't be that way. I feel that her next step should date somebody outside of the industry, nobody connected while they're in the industry, nobody that knows anybody. So she could be sane and somebody that's going to balance her out. Because I feel like a lot of people that she has dated, either they don't understand her or she don't understand them. Or she tries to be a part of their life and they're not trying to be a part of her life. And they're trying to be a part of her life the incorrect way. You know what I'm saying?
But I've dated outside the industry. Obviously, my ex-husband is not industry related. He works in the medical field.
Still connected some way, somehow, still know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. There should be no connection at all within the industry. If you want to be sane or if you want to have some kind of balance. Now,
let me ask you a general question. Do you think two people who work in the same industry can ever build a genuine connection? Or do you just think that's always going to be an issue?
Yes and no. It all depends on the level of maturity. You know what I'm saying? And also depends what kind of field in the industry you're in. But it boils down to maturity, because you can have somebody that's a model and you are somebody behind the scene. And if you as a man can't, or you as a woman can't take the fact that your significant other is a model with that attention, don't date that person. Step away. Date somebody that's regular. Date somebody that's going to balance you out. The problem with dating with somebody in the industry, there's not really much of a balance. Because the moment that, I've dated people that have been in the industry and it's like one-sided always talking about the industry. You go on a date, talk about fucking industry. There's nothing on a personal level, because the problem with us being in the industry is our personal level and our private life and our industry life kind of intermixes a lot of times. So it's
now, I guess, describe Jaylah's ideal partner. So somebody who's not in the industry, somebody who's not a lambón.
Oye, esta tipa no va a salir de un dominicano, so tiene que ser un dominicano. Has to be a Dominican.
I know. I tell her all the time. I'm like,
I tried to date. Listen, my ex-husband's Puerto Rican. I've tried to my ex-boyfriend's Colombian. I'm trying here. But it always
you're not gonna get out.
Road.
Look,
I told Jaylah she needs a white man from California.
Nah, she's gonna end up being with a Dominican guy.
No offense to the white guys from California, but I was raised in Boca Raton, Florida. This is Jewish, white county.
White guy with some flavor.
I have only kissed 2 white guys in my whole lifespan.
White guy with flavor, Gigi, is not gonna work, because
I used to think I liked white guys because I was a believer. I liked Justin Bieber, so I thought I liked white guys.
No, muchacha.
That was like, yay.
And it's no offense. It's just it's like a preference thing because it's really hard. Like realistically, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. For me, it's really hard to be in a relationship. Even like my ex-husband, he was great. He tried his best, but he was a New Rican. He didn't speak Spanish. So when I had to go to Costa Rica, I had to translate. When we would go to certain places, I had to like reiterate or explain my family. And realistically, that's not something I'm too Latina for that.
No, you are too Latina, and that's the thing.
I don't want to have to explain my family, my countryness, my familyness, my reality to people, and like live 3 lives. Like, hey, I'm here. Let's have fun, but while we're having fun, and this is what's happening, and this is what they're saying, and this is what. No, I don't want to do that.
Okay,
I want you to understand me.
What about
un
colombiano, un mexicano, una persona decente?
Well, we all know the Colombian didn't work out a couple months ago.
Una persona decente, no un dominicano.
No, que, espérate, güey, escúchame, espérate. Hold on, Gigi. Hold on, que tú estás hablando con un dominicano. You got a Dominican right here, yo soy decente.
My best Dominican, respectfully.
Okay.
Respectfully, Jayla.
Okay.
Listen, so I will say one thing respectfully. The reason I fell in love with Dominicans is because I had one amazing experience with one phenomenal Dominican that gave me the hope that there is still that type of man out there. Now, our lives go separate ways. Absolutely. My life, like it was yin and yang. He needs to live like a private life. I live a public life. That shit wasn't meshing. So it was like, for me, I feel like I haven't lost hope in a sense of like, I can find somebody where we can communicate well enough and find a balance well enough. Is it a rare gem? Is it something that's normal? Absolutely not. Especially in the world that we live in 2021.
So, Joe, I would like for you to describe Jayla's perfect and ideal candidate.
Starting off, it has to be Dominican. Unfortunately, I just feel that el carácter de los otros dominicanos, us as men, we have a certain spunk. All respect to everybody else, that I think Jayla likes. It's like that thin line of good boy, bad boy. That's what she looks for. But it has to be somebody that's going to be able to balance her out. It can't be a typical Dominican machista that you can't do anything. It has to be somebody that's going to allow her to live freely, because the moment that you allow Jay to be free is where she's most loyal. The moment that you start wondering of what she's going to do is when Jayla is going to drink and act out of character, out of rebellion. And I'm only speaking about this because I seen you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ideal person. Like everything else is just it's just a bonus, because I feel that she needs somebody that's going to allow her to be her 24/7, and you have to be man enough to handle her 24/7. If you can't handle her 24/7, Jay is gonna be Jay.
Yeah, I love that. I really love that. I think that's spot on.
I mean, and the thing is, like, too, like, and I love one of the words that you mentioned in that is like loyal. Like, if you let me be free, I'm gonna always be loyal. Like, I don't need to, like, being free doesn't mean I'm gonna be fucking other people or being with other people or like flirting with other people. Being free is like, let me do my job, let me be happy, and I got you, because I'm always got you, because that's my personality as a person. That's who I am. I'm going to protect, save, and do anything and everything that I can for the people that I love. Even if my way of functioning isn't normal for everybody. And I think that that's a big difference. And I think a lot of people, especially for a woman, a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, Joe, I loved your answer. But because you're the first man on the show, we have some questions as women that we figure only a man can answer. So, te jodiste. Unfortunately, it just so happens that you're the man that we gonna ask. So
Yo, pero tengo que tirar código. Código de tigre. De hombre.
This is called el chancletazo.
Anda el
So
diablo.
you put 2 and 2 together.
Wow.
Imagínate. So
I'm gonna take my chancla off. Pow, pow.
The first question we have for you is, why do men cheat and expect the woman to stay?
Estupidez.
But then if a woman...
Elaborate. What does that mean?
Hold on. Why do you guys expect us to stay? Pero si una mujer recibe un text that says like, oh, you're pretty, ya, ustedes se mueren, se acabó el mundo, it's the end of the world.
Eso parte de inseguridad también. So like when men cheat and expect a girl to like stay, that's all out of stupidity. Because first and foremost, the act itself is out of stupidity the majority of the times because we're trying to be cool with other, around the dudes. Like, sí, yo pego cuerda, tú te lo otro. Estupidez. Right, estupidez, porque, follow the leader being stupid.
Yeah.
And expect them to stay being stupid too because, you're not thinking. You just feel like, that the girl doesn't have 700 other guys in her DM that's wanting to take your place. So that's part of the estupidez y madurez or being immature. So that's why I think, as guys cheat and, we just feel that we're not going to be irreplaceable because Dominicano, especially Dominican men, we feel that.
Yeah, ego be at this word.
Yeah, que estamos aquí, güey. Tú no sabes que soy yo. Like, güey, it's me. I take care of that. Mi pana, like, yo, we in 2021 when, a dude just has to slide in the DM. They don't even have to do much. And a girl will venganza because a girl, if a girl cheats on you, it's to the point that she's just trying to get back at you. Hablando de experiencia, no que me pasó a mí tampoco, pero tú sabes.
Joe, is there something you gotta tell us?
No, nunca venado, siempre tú sabes. No, but that's the problem with us dudes that we do a lot of shit out of stupidity. We don't think right.
Got you. Now another question we have is, do you think that chivalry is dead? Why do so many women complain that, in this world in 2021, we don't really have a lot of gentlemen out here?
Nah, I don't think so. I think a lot of females are just looking in the wrong places. They're focusing too much on the guy that's going to give them money and not lead you to money. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many girls that, if my man can't have this, can't have that, do you got it? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have the ability to make that money? If I put money and I invest in your future, can you make it? Girls is worrying too much about what the man can give you. So chivalry is not there. You're just looking in the wrong places.
Right. I was watching, I can't remember, it was like a show or a podcast or something. And the girl was saying how like she can't be with a man que no la mantenga. Like she has to be with a man. She was an older woman, maybe like late 40s, maybe early 50s, but she was saying like she has to be with somebody who takes care of her, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody else in that conversation was like, but what are you bringing to the table? And she was like, well, I'm cooking for you. I'm cleaning the house. I'm making the house a home. And he was like, everything you're saying, like, I can buy that. Like, I could find a cleaning person to clean my house. I could find somebody to deliver like meal prepped meals. So I was like, yo, it's true. And at the mundo, like nobody really needs somebody.
It's not even, I think a lot of it has to do with the intention too. Because if you're intending, and people read energy. So if your intention is, I'm going to meal prep for you and I'm going to provide this for you because I want a bag, it's different than me saying, I'm going to do this because I genuinely care and I genuinely love you. And the energy is completely read differently. So I think that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand. Like for me, like I love to, like, I hate cleaning, I hate laundry, but I love to cook. I love to maintain and take care of my man in that sense. But at the same time, I'm not going to intertwine all of that where it's like a necessity. Because if it was, let's be real, if I gotta cook, clean, do laundry, wash dishes, do this, bitch, you should put up a fucking picture frame. You should know how to break up my drywall. If I need to change my cabinet, you should need to fix it. I need you to change. And 90% of the men nowadays, and I've gotten this response myself, can't we call a super or handyman?
Can you get off the PS4 and Xbox, my man, and attend your girl? Just saying.
So I think that there's levels in all of this. And I think, like Joe said earlier, it's finding the right person, or you're not connecting or attracting the right people for that. And that's something that's really hard to understand, because we used to, especially us, because, well, maybe not Gigi, but like me and Joe come from a 10-year older realm where we're used to, like, I'm used to seeing my dad take care of, like, yo, I'm going to change the oil in the car. I'm going to put up the picture frame. I'm going to fix the floors if I need to. I'm going to figure it out. Where guys nowadays are like, can't we call a fucking handyman? I got some bread for you. Like, and a lot of women ain't with the shits. We ain't with the shits. Look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I much rather have a man fix my home than to buy me a Birkin bag. I don't need a fucking bag. I don't need shoes. I don't need labels. I don't have no designers in any of my closets. I have zero. J-Lo is the most designer I got in my closet.
Joe, I want to ask you a question.
Let nobody buy me designer nothing, because I don't want people to buy me out if you can't even fucking put a picture frame on my wall.
Joe, what would it take for you to, I guess, like, mantener una mujer? Like, what would she have to provide? What would she have to be doing for you to be like, don't worry, baby, you don't gotta work, I'm gonna take care of everything?
Nah, that's not for me. I'm about building empires. You know what I'm saying? Manteniendo una persona, maintaining somebody, you're not gonna build an empire by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Building an empire meaning that you're able to bring X amount, not amount, talking about money, talking about ideas or whatever to the table. Having somebody at home can't really do that, because they're focusing on trying to maintain home and trying to make you happy. Like, are you really happy doing that? I don't really think females are happy maintaining a home. They may like the idea, but think about it. Like, it's almost your daddy. You're doing chores and I'm giving you an allowance. That's how I view it.
There needs to be a happy balance where, like, because I think, like, for me as a woman, I'm not gonna lie, it fulfills me as a woman that when I love somebody so much, whether it's my friends, my family, my husband, I want to naturally take care of them. It's a natural state of being. Now, the difference is I don't want to feel forced or obligated.
See, that's the problem, that if you're maintaining the home, if I'm maintaining you, manteniendo una mujer, it's like, it's almost like you're being forced. Like, oh, if I don't do this, like, I'm gonna have to do that. I've known people that are put in those positions or putting girls in those positions. I'm just like, yo, you are disabling a woman. I have a daughter. I don't want no man to disable my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I want a man that's gonna teach her or lead her to success, both, mentally and economically.
Facts.
If my daughter's at home, she's not put in a position to make money on her own and economically. And she's being fucked mentally too, because she's gonna think that this is normal. This is what it's supposed to be. Oh, this is my woman role. That's not the role for a woman. It could be vice versa. A man could stay at home, but I don't even suggest that either.
Nobody stay home.
Nah, nobody stay home. Like, if you're building an empire.
Realistically, and I think that this is a big conversation too, where it's like, realistically, you've taken your L's where, your baby moms has to go do some work and you've stayed home with the baby. And I think that those are conversations that necessarily don't always happen, because people always assume it's the woman, the man works, the woman does this.
But it's part of an empire. It's like, in my case, like, for example, my daughter's mom, she's like the head of the balloon company, right? She does all that. And then she's like, yo, we don't have events for the Mirror. Are you having events for whatever? No, I don't. So I need to stay with the baby, need to do this, XYZ. Even if I had plans, if I have to take care of my daughter so she can run her stuff, dale con todo. I cancel whatever I have to cancel so I can stay with my daughter, because I'm seeing her do her thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's doing.
But a lot of people and a lot of men don't get that. So
and those are men that
is a big deal.
You marry with women. Those are girls those are women that are unsuccessful, and you as a man are unsuccessful as well. You stupid. You're limiting an opportunity to make more money. Your wife or your significant other is there to help you out, to help you bring that empire. You both are helping each other out. And you're going to say no to that? You're going to limit somebody? That's a negative.
Right. Do you think the way a guy is raised, his upbringing, will reflect later on in the type of man he is with his wife, the type of dad he is? Can you kind of elaborate more on that?
Yes. If you speaking out of experience, my dad, rest in peace. My dad held it always with two jobs. He was a police officer in NYPD, and he always maintained some kind of business on the side, right? And though he didn't really limit my mom, let's say economically, but he was very much on like letting my mom have a say in everything that has to do with the money. And that's how I kind of grew up. And, from the stuff that I didn't really see him do with my mom, I was like, okay, if he didn't do that with my mom, what was the reason? Okay, damn, this messed up, but maybe I should do this differently and try this out in my marriage. It all depends too, and again, it all depends to who you have around. Because I was fortunate enough that I've been around, both men and women that they are married still to this day at my age, and it inspires you, because if you're around people that are having successful marriages and you see that, damn, I'm gonna have that too. But if you're around people that are, fuck boys and fuck girls, can I curse here? I can curse, right?
Yeah.
So like, fuck girls and fuck boys, especially in the music industry, because unfortunately,
this is what we have to deal with.
But everybody's sleeping with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But if you start focusing or placing yourself around people that are not doing that, then like, oh, this is what I need to follow. This is where it's at.
I love that. And then the last question we have for you is, do you think the term baby mama and baby daddy have negative connotations? Do you think they're ugly?
Yeah. I mean, I use it. I used it. Let me rephrase that. I use that because it deals with maturity. You know what I'm saying? If you respect, that parent.
It's hard though.
The father of, like, for example, I don't refer, my daughter's mother as baby mama. That's a negative.
I feel the same way. I call my baby daddy I have my moments where I'm like, yeah, baby daddy, when I'm upset, but realistically, out of respect, not for him, for my daughter.
I think it's both.
That's her father. And that's what it needs to be.
For sure.
And I think that there's a lot of people that we've gotten so used to, especially in this world of social media, of like, that's my baby daddy. I don't like none of that shit. That's my father's, that's my daughter's father, period.
What's the Spanish translation to baby daddy? I can't remember what my mom would call my dad.
No
like,
sé.
El papá de la mamá.
El papá de mi hija.
No, este tipo, fulano.
Nah, I think my mom always say el papá de mi hija. But I wish there was a funny word.
I think respectfully, because I think either male or female, we're all human. And I don't think any of us ever want to feel like we're dismissed. And I think that being called baby moms or baby daddy, that's really dismissive in a way. So if you really have love or respect, it should be that. It should be maybe I hate you now, but at the end of the day, I respect you because you are my father's daughter, period. I respect you as my daughter has an amazing father, whether we understand each other or not, whether we're trying to figure it out or not, that's still her father. It's not a baby daddy. He ain't some piece of shit from the road. He's trying. She's trying. Everybody's trying to make this shit work. And co-parenting, as baby daddies and baby mamas, that is normal. But co-parenting isn't. And that's crazy to me. Because co-parenting is what 70% of us are trying to do right now. We're just trying to live a peaceful life with our respectful partners and the amazing kids that we made. And how can we make that work? How can we build for them? How can we continue to create an empire for them without having to be intimate. Because intimacy doesn't fucking matter at this point.
Do you guys think, and you guys obviously both co-parent, but do you think co-parenting can be successful if one person still wants to be with the other person? Like if one parent wants to be with the other person, but the other person's like,
yes,
no.
I think it can work as long as there's enough right communication. As long as there's no lies, because that's the problem. A lot of people like to walk on eggshells and they like to beat around the bush. And when you're co-parenting, none of that can exist. The only existence is truth and boundaries. So what's our truth and what are our boundaries for our children? That's it.
I also think it takes some maturity, because I've definitely seen situations where people's feelings, you know, people don't know how to put their feelings aside and worry about only the kids. So I think like you gotta really truly be super mature and understand like this is for the kids. You know, hopefully you're able to put your feelings aside quickly. But Joe, what you think?
No, for
I
sure.
saw you.
No.
I saw you laugh at first.
I laugh about it because it's like, you know, I don't want to like boast about my situation like that, but I feel that my relationship with my daughter's mom is like the ideal perfect. Is something made out of a novela. Granted, though the separation was rocky, but after that, I wouldn't say it was rocky for forever. It really wasn't. But you know, we're socios, you know, to this day.
Yeah.
You know, we co-parent amazingly.
So dope.
And we just have that. And granted, there's a lot of.
Even this weekend, I was talking to my baby daddy, talking about like, yo, I want to buy a house. So do I. Cool. You have the job. I have the credit. We both have the money. Like, let's buy a house for our child. Why not? It has nothing to do with me and you. At the end of the day, this falls on her.
Yeah.
She's going to have a home. That's what needs to matter. And generational, everybody talks about healing and generational growth and all of that, but nobody's doing anything about it because they're so selfishly worried about themselves. And this is beautiful with Joe, like, and Myra doing, you still running your businesses, y'all still doing your thing. I'm over here talking about like, yo, like me and you don't have to be on the same page all the time, but we need to be able to communicate. It's all about communication. And I think a lot of people seem to forget that aspect.
Yeah.
That if you could just have a simple communication and be like, yo, I don't like A, B, C, and D, but I like A, B, C, D, E, F, F. It doesn't fucking matter. Let's figure it out. Let's find a middle ground and let's make growth, because that's at the end of the day what actually matters.
Mm-hmm. I think this is gonna perfectly lead us into Tus Flores.
Yay!
Jayla, go ahead and kick it off, girl.
So I'm gonna kick off Tus Flores, and I've been trying to save this amazing woman for a very long time. She sent me something not only for me, but for my amazing daughter, Carrie Adela. She sent me Healthy Vibes. It's an affirmation code. So not only does she do amazing affirmations like being grateful, I have the power to heal myself. It's amazing. But the one thing I love the most is that she sent me a special package in this little baggie for my daughter.
Dope.
So for kids, where it says, I am confident in making good decisions. I am brave. I think this is beautiful that these kids have affirmation codes early on, because we know what it is to not feel that confidence. So to have this sent to me for not only myself, but for my daughter, Carrie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Te doy tus flores, because this is what you deserve.
I love it. I love it. Joe, how about you? Who you highlighting?
So, I mean, funny, we're speaking about co-parenting and all that good stuff. So I want to highlight my daughter's mom. She's like,
love you, Myra.
She picks up a lot, you know, like when we have ideas and she puts them up, you know, with Magic Girl Nashville, there she goes right there. It's her birthday too, this birthday weekend. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
that's awesome.
Yeah, she's
By the
amazing.
way, our kids were born like a month.
Yeah, little.
Like
almost a month.
apart,
Yeah,
right?
a month. Yeah.
Same year, a month apart.
Dope. Okay, that's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna highlight my girls. They just started a new business out in the tri-state area, Jersey, New York, Connecticut. They started a makeup travel group. So basically, if somebody's getting married, you know, they'll hire the girls, and the girls will go over wherever the wedding is, and they'll do, you know, the bride's makeup, the bridesmaids makeup, the mom, maid of honor.
You killed it as a model, by the way.
I did model. Everybody was like, congratulations. Everybody was like, congrats, girl. I didn't know you got married. I'm like, no, y'all. It was just a photo shoot. But yeah, I think it's so dope, so awesome. Congrats to them. And if you getting married or you know somebody who's getting married, hire them.
Dopeness.
All right. So Joe, we have come to almost the end of the episode. We're like 2 minutes behind, but
yeah,
I want
crazy
you
kicking us out.
More than you know. I mean, you know me better than that. So what's your advice? Where do you need me to go? How do I find love?
You don't find love. Love will find you.
Find you.
It will find you. Yes. I think you need to continue focusing on yourself. Continue to focus on what makes you happy. Your happiness should come first. You. Don't be stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Like, valórate tú misma, because tú tienes un valor tremendo, and whoever understands your value, that's it. Y eso va a pasar effortlessly. No me ponga a llorar porque yo soy un baby cry también.
I'm so sorry. I just didn't expect this.
Oh, Jayla.
I'm sorry, but these are exactly the last words JINX told me.
Bueno, puede ser que JINX está hablando por mí porque yo tengo los pelos engranujados, en verdad.
So literally the last words he told me the last time I talked to him. So this is mad raw and like I normally plan things, but I didn't plan this. So guys, you're seeing a really raw reaction. This is literally JINX speaking through us, and I'm just.
Te mando un abrazo.
Aw, Joe, you gotta come out here to Miami.
Pronto. Actually, I thought about September 24th Latin Billboards weekend. I'm gonna see what I do.
Come on.
Oh, well, I won't be in town.
I'm gonna stop being a crybaby right now, and I know that BX Craze has to go because the Rick H show is starting next 8 p.m. UptownLiveTV.com. Make sure you guys tune in. Thank you, Joe Wonder, LMP, for being here.
Thank you, guys.
All
thank you, Jay. Thank you, Gigi. Oye, por lo que falta, pero tranquila. Next episode.
Joe, it was a pleasure, and you were so fun. You were amazing.
Gigi,
Thanks.
Thank you, girls.
You're welcome anytime back. So
I appreciate it. Thank you, girls. Thank you so much.
Let the world around us fade. We could love like this forever. Let the rest go down in flames. And if the stars fall from the skies, the sun goes dark to endless night. Stay in my arms, I'll make it right. Just close your eyes. Yeah, we got tonight.
Stop fucking JINX and my fucking.
Yo, Joe, thank you again for coming through. Jayla, that was a fucking dope ass episode. A lot of real.
It was good.
It was said. I loved it. Joe, again, bro, this was amazing. We love what you do. We love the energy that you brought to it. Peace. I'm out of here. I'll be on.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you, guys.
Take it easy, man.
All right, ciao.
Joe, I'm gonna call you in a second.